What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, I'm Melissa. So we are back another week. I'm a few days late with this video because Sex Lives of College Girls decided to air on Thanksgiving. They did not take a break, and I was busy on Thanksgiving, obviously. And I was also busy the day after Thanksgiving because of all the shenanigans with family and work and all that stuff. But I am here. I'm about to press play on Max to watch episode 2. I have avoided spoilers, so I have no idea what I'm getting into. And without further ado, let's watch it. I am back. I just finished watching the episode, and it was the episode that Leighton leaves. Oh my God. Okay, so the way I like to do this, I try to break it down character by character storyline. We'll see how that goes. I might not completely totally do that, but we'll see. I, as a girl, as a friend, would be kind of hurt that Leighton did not tell me anything about leaving until like pretty much last minute. And I get it. We're supposed to understand that it was hard for her to say anything because she doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to leave her friend. She doesn't want to say until she's sure. But if you're leaving the next day, you're pretty, it's giving, I'm sure, okay? I just would have been hurt. But having said that, I thought that was a beautiful scene. I did love the girls' reaction when they find out that Leighton is leaving. They were appropriately kind of mad and hurt because they were not told anything. And I love that they kind of finish out Renee Rapp's storyline with them just partying it up. They have a powwow, a little pregame at their old room. And then they go to the frat party to keep on partying. And I thought it was a nice little send-off. I know Renee Rapp is leaving the show because there were other things going on in her career, or maybe other things were supposed to pop off in her career. And aside from the Mean Girls musical movie, I haven't really heard anything else that she's doing, but I could be wrong. She could be coming out with a new album and touring because I know that she's a musical artist as well. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments. Because I'm saying all that because if she's not doing, what she thought she was going to do, can she possibly maybe come back later in the season or maybe next season? Because, the show started out with all 4 of them, including Leighton. And I just I guess I'm sentimental and I kind of wish maybe Leighton will come back at some point. And then I have to say, I think about who is my favorite character. And I love them all. I think they are all great and unique in all their ways, but Kimberly is just something special. I have to ask, does anybody else think that sometimes she kind of maybe is bordering on neurodivergence? Or is she not? And she just doesn't really get the signals and the hints sometimes? Because I kind of feel like maybe that's how I am. She just, because that scene that she has with, I'm already forgetting his name, but the guy that she is talking to about changing up rooms from a 3 to a 4, and he's like dropping these hints, letting her know, look, you can get a quad, not only because if you want to, but if you had mental health reasons, okay? He's he's laying it on kind of thick, in my opinion, and she's just, like, it takes Kimberly a minute to understand what he's trying to hint at her. And the actress, I think Pauline Chalamet, is so good and so funny because Kimberly is she's just so sweet and sincere. And she's just like a very unassuming person. She kind of does some dirty stuff sometimes, but I think even when she does things like kiss her friend's ex and dealing with the aftermath, it's never a malicious thing. She's just goes through life like, this is what it is. This is just a matter of fact, and kind of like misses certain hints and nuances, which, there's those of us out there, I'm sure, that can relate to that. Okay. So I think, I think we should be holding her. She should be protected. She's just so precious and she's so freaking funny. That scene was brilliant because I think the way that they do their pauses sometimes are so funny. Like after he looks at her saying, if you have, mental health reasons, you can get a room. And she's just like, but I'm happy. I don't have any issues. And then like she's just like there smiling. And then it takes her a second, like, oh, okay. I actually do have mental health problems. And yeah, this she's so good. That was so funny. I love that. Um, what else happens in this episode? We're dealing with Whitney and the guy who was doing the sex eyes with her last episode. His name is Isaiah. He is oh so fine. And I'm excited to see where that goes. I always love when in a like a romance book when the girl is kind of like the one that's like not trying to commit and she's kind of skittish and she's just trying to hook up, and then the hero of the story is usually the one that kind of falls first. I hope that's what it is with Whitney and Isaiah. I'm so happy that she has like a new boo thing, like a new hookup. I love the fact that she immediately assumes it was a little bit like, I guess, Pride and Prejudice, because he's really feeling her and he is not shy to admit it. He talks to her first in class, and then in her dorm room, he sends her flowers and very expensive champagne. And she's immediately kind of like put off by that because it's very expensive champagne. And she's like, I don't date rich guys. They're lazy, they're boring, they're entitled. Bleh. And then she admits this to him when he's playing basketball in his Balenciaga shirt, which she thinks is Versace. And he pretty much tells her, what, because I'm rich, you can't date me? That's pretty classist. Maybe I'm just proud of being being the son of a rich black man. He's a self-made black man. He didn't come from generational wealth like all the other white students in the school. So I kind of love that he kind of like, called her on her bullshit, and she recognizes that she was being judgmental and classist, and she's very embarrassed by this encounter. And then they talk about it at the party. What I didn't love though, where she's kind of like admitting that like, well, you sent me all those, the gifts, the flowers and the champagne. I thought you liked me. And he's like, like you? I didn't like that part. Cause it's like, can you, he didn't have to say it like that. I didn't appreciate that. You kind of like soften up some of the things that you say, soften up how you say certain things. But he did say, I thought you were hot. Hit me up sometimes. So hopefully this will make a new path forward for them so that we can see some, I don't know, some like hot, cute hookup sessions. I do hope it starts out with some hot hookups, some funny hookups, because it is a comedy show that can maybe lead to something more, because Whitney right now is all about soccer and school, which I can completely understand judging by all that she went through in her past relationships. So I can completely understand that point of view. But I guess somewhere in my cold dead heart, I have a little bit of a hopeless romantic thing going on. And hopefully maybe they could become something more if it works. I'm a little iffy about him a little bit for that comment, like you thought I liked you. But I did like him for calling her out on being classist. This episode took a little bit of a dark turn because Taylor, the foreign exchange student, and Bella are a little bit at each other's throats. Now, I'm so curious to know, did anybody else watching episode 2 feel like maybe they were setting up a little bit enemies to lovers vibes with Taylor and Bella? Like, they're kind of butting heads. They don't really see eye to eye. They keep giving each other shit. And I kind of felt a little bit of a vibe, and it kind of made me think, okay, this season, am I picking up on this vibe correctly? Are they setting something up where Bella may be open to perhaps discovering that she's also into the ladies, or she's just into Taylor in particular, because they keep having these like fiery interactions. But this took a turn because Taylor, as we find out in this episode, is a recovering addict. I'm not sure if that is just alcohol or if it's alcohol and drugs, but she is recovering from that. And she was sitting in the hospital bed because she kind of went overboard. And then it looks like now Bella has a whole bunch more responsibilities in her plate. I think this is kind of going above and beyond it being what does she call it? Like a FAF group leader or something? Like, what are the rules for that? It seems like Taylor should have some sort of sober companion, and is Bella supposed to fill that role? Because that's a lot of responsibility. And I think that might be, I don't know if that's a little bit too much for Bella. It's not exactly what she had hoped for in becoming a leader and role model for the foreign exchange students. So I wonder how that's gonna go. And I wonder also, am I completely off base? Maybe this could still lead into some sort of a new romantic person for her. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, okay. So one of my favorite side characters is Leela. And it turns out that she is a designer. And there is a whole fashion show that she puts where it's all debuting menswear. That is to say, men's underwear for some reason. But I love the way this actress plays this character because I think she is so funny. And she also can't help but just say, she has like no filter. Whatever is the first thing that comes to mind is the thing that she says. And I'm hoping to see more of her. I hope now we get to see a little bit more of fashion statements from what she's wearing. I did realize she was wearing these really pretty sparkly pants. That's kind of new and out of the blue. It's like all of a sudden she's a fashion major, or like a fashionista. So hopefully we get to see more of her. With the departure of Leighton, I hoped that meant that maybe Leela would become more of a regular cast member because she's already there. She fits in well. She's funny. She tells it like it is. I think she's a great character. But to my surprise, by the end of this episode, we are kind of teased at a new roommate, which we do see a little bit more of in the previews for next week. And I don't know her name yet. She seems super uber duper perky so far. And I don't know how I feel about that because I think I would have rather they just promoted somebody that they already had, like a great character like Leela, or maybe even, I forgot her name, but the actress who is on the wheelchair who kind of spilled the beans on Leighton by accident. I feel like you already had two great characters and actresses in there, so why didn't you just kind of like promote those two? I'm curious. I thought, you have gold right here. Why'd you do that? But maybe I'm wrong, and this new roommate is a great addition and will bring a new energy and dynamic and is funny. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. I am super curious to hear all your guys' thoughts on all the storylines. And do you agree with my theories or do you have other theories? Let me know what you think of this episode. And please join me next week as I cover episode 3, which that one should be on time because Thanksgiving is over. And yeah, I'm excited. I'll be watching all season long. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit the bell. The bell is very important to remember to hit because that's how YouTube will remind you that a new video is up. And I also cover other shows here sometimes. So if you guys like TV shows, please go ahead and subscribe. And I also do reviews sometimes. I just released one for Wicked. Wicked came out. It's this big, huge sensation. And you can watch that review. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.